visual hierarchy always matter. Always matter. It's not like you can put every decal whatever you want. No, it's totally like coherence on your job on your Gunpla. You can't just everything you want to put on the shoulder or like on the chest or on I mean whatever panel you want. It's all about visual hierarchy.
Welcome to another episode of the Newtype Notebook. I'm Ricky. You can find me on Instagram at Ricky_glues. I've had the privilege to talk shop with a lot of really incredible builders, but I think there are very few in this world that are as skillful, as thoughtful, and as driven as George Lowe. Other builders might consider the achievements he has under his belt as career-defining accolades, but as you might tell from our conversation, George is simply built different for better or worse. George was USA champion in GBWC 11 and was the US GBWC bronze winner this year with his Terminus Requiem Levi Gundam. He also reached the final screening and 78 points in this year's 28th Orazaku championship with his Athalia Jehosaphat Gundam. For those of you who don't know, Orazaku is the annual Gunpla competition hosted by Hobby Japan Magazine, and in my opinion, it rivals GBWC in terms of quality, competitiveness, and impact on the genre. George's style is instantly recognizable and overwhelming. His complex kitbashing style is incredibly dense and full of detail, yet incredibly cohesive and intentional. We'll take a deep dive today into George's mentality and his unique approach to building, specifically focusing on this year's GBWC build. We cover a lot of ground, and the conversation gets really conceptual, but I hope that you can follow along with us because if you do, I promise it will stretch your understanding of what's possible with Gunpla. Outside of building, George is also the editor-in-chief of the Plamo Magazine, which highlights the incredible work in plastic modeling across the world. We'll talk about the magazine and his vision for it as well. Thanks for listening, and I hope you enjoy. I think I just wanted to start out with a couple of big congratulations. I mean, I've got my Hobby Japan right in front of me.
Yeah.
Orazaku first primary screen, third place GBWC US.
Yep.
So a lot of amazing accomplishments and a lot of amazing work this year. Yeah, how do you feel?
Well, it's better to get something. I mean, last year I have no award, so this year is good, but personally, not the best. So I always talk to my friends like, as a builder, you need to chasing the number one. So we are the number one, we are champion title. Everything is useless. So it's how true it is. But I would say I'm really lucky. I'm fortunate person can get a third place and into the final for the Orazaku. I I gotta say I need to be like I need to feel like happy. I don't know, cause whatever I feel I'm lucky. So just lucky, but it's not not the goal I want to be. I mean, not a champion. So yeah, it's kind of idea. Talk about excuse me. Talk about people like I want to be the top three of top three in this nation. In this nation, but I say if you don't want to be the champion, you will never become the top three because you don't have those. You don't want to chasing the best. Like forcing you to be like fully patient on what we want to do, what you want to do. So I won't say I'm lucky, but I won't say Not really happy, but I'm lucky. Appreciate all the builder do a fantasy job, especially Pam. I talk to him a lot
Yeah.
in the IPMS. We do appreciate others, and I think that more important than I got the champion because general speak, like the whole atmosphere, the whole community become better and better. That can be, I mean, that's more achievement for me. But I gotta say,
Mm,
personally, not a champion. Uh, general speak, good. Yeah.
yeah. So like I think you of all the people that I know are you really chase the sort of top of the field and um you always kind of have that mindset and you think that's like the mindset that you need
Yeah, that's true.
in order to win in these
Yeah, that's
competitions.
true. Cause I don't think I'm the best. I don't think all the top in the world builder will think they are the best in the world. Cause when you jump into this level, you can't be the best. Cause there's always some people beat you, and you love others. Like I love Pan's style personally. We thought he loved mine also, but it's like exchange. I mean, it's as you never like what you did. You always love
Mm,
others.
mhm,
So I mean, especially for the competition, it's not the result is not based on how much effort you pay on your job. It's based on how judge say. It's based on how we think is that good or not. So I would
mhm,
say just like I would say I'm lucky. Other also lucky because it's not like play a. I mean, I play badminton, so it's not like play badminton. You can be like,
mhm,
pay hard, and whatever I pay for, like I can be the champion. No, it's like it's based on judge. Even that for
mhm.
a spot. Uh, some people have a gift from God. They probably beat you. They probably beat you. Oh my gosh. So I'm in a position really. I don't think I'm good because I also stuck in my own boundary. So which we
Mm,
also need to force myself to do more creativity like others. But somehow you feel tired. Especially we are not only a professional model builder. We have job, we have life. So especially if I have magazine,
yeah.
I feel tired. I need to do others. I don't want to pay my life become a 40 full time builder. That would be terrible since I do have I did a uh figure job when I was in high school for 3 years, doing that for my package money. So my parents don't give me a package money. I need to pay my builder life myself. So I do the
Mm,
figure
mm,
for money, and in that moment I don't really like it because I'm everything I need to listen to my customer. Everything I need to do is based on uh how you should be. I mean, based on the menu.
mhm.
Without the commission, everything is fine. Everything is fun. So sometimes when we chase the money, sometimes when we chasing the title, when we chase the title, uh, you just I mean it's not playable. Everything is so terrible. Uh, give you guys. I mean,
It's like do you lose like the joy of
yeah.
going
Actually, I'm
when you feel
dying.
like you have to compete or
Yeah, I feel I'm dying.
um
So I don't want. I mean, I understand a lot of people want to be a champion, but mostly I also
yeah.
talk to other people like you don't want to be the champion, you are not a good builder. But in fact, I believe join more important than title.
Mm,
However myself can't be that person. But even I don't really talk to other person like you need to enjoy your life, enjoy the builder, enjoy the build Gunpla. But I deeply it is the truth. I just I can't it's like naturally believe, but can't do that. I mean, just can't. Social life is not like that way. So it's harsh.
Yeah. If you could only build for joy, what do you think that would look like for you?
No joy for me. Everything is dying right now. Yeah, I like to see people's smiling face go to Gundam base. But myself personally will
Hmm.
not go to Gundam base because I don't really enjoy this. Even it's like it kind of like love because love is not always happiness.
Mm.
But so
Hmm.
you're into this, but yeah, I mean it's love. You can't get rid of it, but
Mm.
you still hate it.
Hmm.
I mean,
That's very profound. Um, but yeah, appreciate you sharing that. How do you describe yourself as a builder? So when you build Gunpla, what do you think are the things that define your work?
I, so I define myself as builder. That's it. That's it. So I'm not a Gundam. I'm not a Gunpla builder. I'm not other builder. I'm a builder.
Mm.
So that's the important stuff because people limiting themselves by the Gunpla. I don't think it's good stuff. So as a builder, it's almost like you need to learn a lot of stuff. I want people to be like first time. I want people to introduce themselves. Don't like I'm a Gunpla builder. I'm a figure builder. I want people to be like I'm a builder. Less important and just like
Mm.
yeah, it's kind of my personal ideology. Uh,
Hmm.
you yourself more important than the title you have. I don't want. I don't
Right.
want. I want. I don't want to misunderstand some people because the title they have. I want learn each person by myself from the beginning to the end.
It's almost like you want people to say like I'm an artist. I just happen to work with Gunpla, not that I'm like a Gunpla
Mm,
builder because maybe you feel like that's very too
mm,
restraining or too limited in terms of a definition.
yeah.
But you definitely have a specific style, I think, especially in your most recent Gunpla work. So how do you feel like you arrived at your style right now? What are the things that you look at, think about that you think informs your more recent work?
Yeah. I would say it's from the former world champion Eddie. In that time he's still in Hong Kong, but right now he's really famous in national international web. So Eddie's stuff is Eddie's build actually is my when I was in primary school lost brilliant MA job, have brilliant detail, which do for myself chasing how the detail be from like circle or all the geometrics from and how we hiding those detail to make it more reasonable for the real world weapon build. So even after that, I do feel like Ryan, Canada, the former world second place, right?
Hmm.
So for the he do build a 5-star story. That one, the circle. So I really like the circle detail. Circle detail is so cute, and so the structure surrounding a circle can be like have different form, can be transformed other way. I think that is really good stuff to learn about it. So I do using the circle mechanic detail in my Orazaku submission and others.
Hmm.
So, but I would say circle organic shape is really hard to be scratch build in Gunpla job. That is something like a freshman or like beginner can do. Even myself, I don't want to spend long time to do shading. Oh my god, that's so crazy. But so based on this, it's like I want to try to do detail. I want to try to do those circle one, but I don't want to do too much, because too much because what I talking about is a vision hierarchy. So if detail too much, will take away the main body of Gunpla. So how to finding the balance between each others is my lessons right now. I do
Mhm.
think it's also others like critique to do how to identify your own modification style. Which is looking for an icon or looking for a geometry shape, and to explore the geometry shape to see how the combination can be fun or like playable. And that I think that important or necessary.
Mm.
Necessary.
So you're saying that when we think about how we want to construct our builds, especially when we're dealing with modifications, that those elements of composition are really important. So things like visual hierarchy, things like how do you look at simple shapes and then expand on them and add detail to them without overwhelming the design.
Yeah, especially so. I think the FAZZ is a good example. FAZZ have a huge cannon, huge gun, and that gun take away the whole visual hierarchy. However, the gun is the main, the main language for that kit. So we do have a great experience for the FAZZ, which main body ZZ, huge what's that? Is that cannon? I don't know what's that called, but
Over the
yeah,
shoulder,
yeah, yeah.
right?
So that one is a really good example. So for each build, you have to identify the main concept. Using a concept build a hierarchy in your vision. When you combine each part or in this modification, you have to you can't move your here feature hierarchy icon, just like how I built for the Levi. The backpack is a feature hierarchy stuff, so I don't move it.
Mm.
So other thing is surrounding the backpack, but when we detailing, but it's like I can't move that because that one is a main concept. So
So finding like that focus point and then making sure that you're building
it
around that focus
is,
point is important.
yeah.
And your builds are very much modification heavy. You use a lot of pieces from all kinds of different kits. When you're looking at your Orazaku and your GBWC builds, would you be able to share like what percentage of these kits are scratch built? What percentage of these are pieces from other kits?
Mm.
Like how would you kind of break that down?
For GBWC, which is held by Bandai, so I prefer more use the part from kit because Bandai care about. But
Yeah.
For Orazaku, because it's not officially held by Bandai, it's held by Hobby Japan. We still prefer you to do more modification from scratch view. You can do everything by that. However, we identify scratch views from 0 to 100. Even you using a part to do a huge modification, huge reshape. I think it also can be identified by scratch view. For Orazaku, the main concept for Orazaku is coherence. I'm not a judge, so I think they don't really
Mhm.
appreciate fancy modification. They appreciate coherence. Coherence is
Mm.
like, you know, I use this one, I use a die coke, but I can combine it become this. So it's how you combine different kits become the whole coherent shape, build. And for GBWC, they don't care about that. They care is how you use our kits to make um, fancy stuff of like based on each year's anniversary. I would say because GBWC really care about each year's topic. So for 2025, it's more like using because every year using a new kits can improve your job, can increase your chance. Make sure you can be a champion. This is an important point if you want to be a champion. You need to know why. You need to know how. So there's two people, different people. Do you know the former Orazaku champion MAD from Japan?
Yeah,
The
he built
Tazo
the
yeah,
Seiko Zaku. Yeah.
He do join GWC a lot, but he never be in the top 3 in Japan and in the top 3 in world champion. It's not because he's not a good builder. It's because GWC and Orazaku are quite different style. They are quite different systems. So I think the good builder need to be for even is different competition. You have to be good into that way. But it doesn't mean like you have to do. You can choose whatever you want. You can choose Orazaku or GWC.
You have to like tailor your build to that competition, is what you're saying, right? Yeah, because I think when you talk about coherence, I mean, I think about just like this year's champion, which on the surface has very little complexity, you might say, right, compared to like a GBWC diorama, but is like there's such a focus in the vision and the design for this particular winner, right?
Yeah, so
because it's meant to like resemble the artwork in like a very close way.
yeah, that's
right?
true. So Orazaku is finding builder how they identify the word Gunpla, Gundam. So you are trying to do your own Gundam by a coherent way.
Mm-hmm.
So the GWC is more creative because you see the result. So Orazaku is more like how you identify this and become the coherent one you be designed. They are different. They are quite different.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we see that too with more dioramas in GBWC, right? Compared to submissions from Orazaku as well. Like I really like Orazaku because it is so focused just on like the mobile suit.
Yeah.
And that speaks more to me. I'm not like a diorama builder, right? Um, but I think that's cool. So we wanted to talk a little bit about GBWC strategy, right? I remember we had a great conversation outside of the Buc-ee's in Birmingham, of all places, and you shared a little bit about what you think is like a not commonly understood element of GBWC that you think more American builders could pay attention to. Yeah, so what is that?
Yeah, it's like each year's Bandai will jump out a new model case, and if you use a new model kit, will have more chance. Also, if there's others, and usually like next year is F91 and Double Zeta. If you do those, a story may have more chance to get into the championship. And I would say because it's based on how we looking for the previous GBWC work, especially around that year 2014. It's like the Gundam build fighters come up, and so they more the Bandai more like appreciate creative work like other stuff, really fancy stuff or somehow. So after that, I remember there's 1 year is the new animation come out. Which one? Which animation? The Babatos. Which animation is that one?
Oh, Iron Blooded Orphans.
Yeah, Airbag Ovens. Like in that year, the world champion is the one we use in the case the same topic. The 2023, the one I got Tokyo is Tokyo based have a new kit for the mechanic robot, the yellow one, the national champion one, yellow one.
Oh,
The
yeah,
unit
like
show that.
the little
Yeah,
repair
yeah,
suit
yeah,
or
yeah,
whatever
yeah.
it is.
So
Yeah.
they do also have a bonus point. So always think about the story for each year's next the 2026 is F91 and Double Zeta. So it's like F91, Double Zeta, and X around this.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, when there's like an anniversary, like this year was Gundam Wing wasn't the anniversary, and
the
so
Gundam Wii and the new model case and
the G-Quux.
no G-Cox is Pan use. Which one is that one?
Oh, the Vidar.
Oh yeah. So
That was a new model.
yeah, that
Yeah.
was new model. So we all know the builder who want to compete on this game. We all know what we have to do, but you have to make a choice doing you want to do and win a game. And of course, you have need to be a really good strategy, really good technique, foundation, fundamental
Hmm.
stuff, and but just give it a hit, give other people want to win the championship hit story for each years. I would say looking for the kids which come out next 2026. Looking for story 2026 will be a good choice. Will be a really good
Mm.
choice. So win the game. Uh,
Does the PGU new fit in that 50 centimeter? I
yeah,
wonder. Oh, um, yeah, maybe that'll be a fun one. We'll see. We'll see if there's PGU Unleashed new Gundam in next year's global competition.
yeah. I I would say this is the experience we have from previous GBWC, but maybe there are some accidents. I
Yeah,
mean,
you never
because
know, right?
you
Yeah,
never
you never know.
know. But they do give you a hit, do give you a chance to do this if you want to. I mean, for the people who want to be the top team in the national in United States, who want into the Tokyo, it's a good chance. Yeah.
That's a great advice. Yeah. Yeah. And but you did do a diorama for this year's GBWC submission. I want to talk about your diorama a little bit more. But I think one thing I'm really curious about
Hmm.
is just what does your workshop look like? Like, do you just have like 8 RG Xeons sitting around for parts? Or like when you buy things, like how do you think about buying kits? Or do you just have like scraps from so many different things laying around all over the place? Like, because your builds have so many different pieces, and a lot of them are from things that people might recognize
Yeah.
from the original model. So how do you warehouse and categorize like all the parts that you have? Or do you buy things specifically for each build? Like you have a vision and you know what part you want, so you go and buy that kit.
Yeah. So I have my vision for each one. I didn't buy the whole Zaku. That one huge. I only bought a backpack. I know I need to use a backpack. So I have an imagination in my mind. I have a vision what it finally will be look like. And I do buy part from China. They got a second hand bucket, and that's also decrease my cost. That save my money. Very important.
Right.
Yeah. And for me, actually, I have two box. The box, you know, the transparent box in the office depot, that huge box.
Hmm.
So I have a lot of so all the parts in that box. So I just scratch you which one I want. I'm finding which one I want. So you always can hear like you know those parts scratch each other's and touch each other.
Hmm.
Okay, I'm finding that part. So it's kind of sacrifice. You know, you have to do a modification, which means you have to have a lot base kit.
Hmm.
You have to pay a lot, but you don't have to pay the brand new one. I mean, because I know where can buy a second hand. So let's save my money. Also, I can have lot of part. For
That's a good tip.
yeah,
Yeah.
for the Orazaku one. I mean, combination is like you pick a part and glue it and see is that good or not. Is that good? You keep that. If not, just get rid of that. So that's important because many people do the modification. They don't have enough kits to do to searching for, and I would say that's why. But I mean, I know it costs a lot of money. It's expensive, especially here. Yeah.
But yeah, getting secondhand kits, getting so you'll find kits that have already been built or snapped together that are cheaper.
Mm.
But you're it sounds like you're working from a vision, but you might not necessarily know what part matches that vision until you're like digging for it, maybe, or sometimes you do have that part in mind and you might just happen to have it.
Uh,
Um,
I would say because for Lavi, I, I know there's a backpack, and I know there's maybe need to have a tanks. So I chasing for the same from my box. And I know which kid have a same from like Zagua, like Xianju, like MG Unicorn. They do have the same tanks. So I know which one I want, and I just combine it and see if that fit or not. If I don't have it,
mhm,
I order one. So that's why. So
got it.
I have a vision in my mind. So uh, I think it's also based on how many kits you built before, so you know which part from which part, and you know which part I need. That's important.
Got
Yeah.
it. Do you ever still snap build kits? Do you still just build kits straight out of the box,
No,
or you just can't do that anymore?
no.
Yeah.
I would use
No.
because I don't like assembling all the parts by part. I hate. Let's spend a lot of time from my life. But
Mhm,
I have the so Chris gave me the narrative
mhm.
still in the box. I think I have time after my final, so maybe. But the essential work right now is not assembly those kits. It's for modification, and
Mm.
I don't want people spend a long time just doing the out of box. I want people to find in the from each from the combination from each part. That
Mm,
essential.
mhm. Yeah, so you look at a kit box now as a collection of parts now, not just
Oh,
a mobile
oh
suit
yeah,
or
yeah, yeah,
something to put together.
yeah.
I like that. That's but that's cool to hear that you don't just have like a mountain of kits, but you almost have to have a vision in mind because then you don't have to spend all this money. You can go out and look for the specific parts that you want. Yeah. Um, let's uh let's jump into one of the builds.
Yep,
Can we talk about Levi
yep.
or the PA03S? There's some great pictures in here, and also I know that there's a ton of really awesome pictures in the Plamo Magazine, the fall issue. So you did a really thorough kind of look at how you put this model kit together, which is really helpful for anybody who wants to know and wants to see more. But we'll start with some of these completed photos first. So what is like the base kit?
Shinanju.
This is an MG Sinanju?
Yes, always.
Oh, really? Do you always start with the Sinanju as your base?
Yeah, because I have extra Shinanju before I finish this one. So right now I don't have Shinanju anymore, so I use extra new Gundam. It's based on which from I have in my box. Uh,
Oh,
yeah,
I see.
you can see the feet and the legs is from Shinanju legs.
Hmm.
So even the upper body is from Shanju, but I changed the shape to more like it's not more organic. Right now it's more formal. So you can see different kids. Yeah.
Yeah. And so What was your kind of inspiration or idea for this particular project?
The idea is, so I didn't build up the diorama in the beginning.
Hmm.
The diorama is only to holding the whole the Levi. So I built a diorama, especially for GBWC diorama can be more like more easy to get a award. So I built. You can see in under the backpack there's a holder. There's a hand um, holding the whole backpack, and to make it's like in the air. It's like
Right
yeah
here.
yeah yeah. So I would say the whole thing from Levi. The main body of Levi is I'm thinking why the cannon or why the weapon only can be the weapon. It's like the shape is the new Gundam RG the cannon shape is too like it's really like a backpack. It's really like a backpack if you change the direction. So I using that one to be the backpack and thinking about how how huge the backpack can be and how cool it is. So it become a main concept. We all so when after we combine the backpack and the main body, you have to see how we make sure the structure between backpack and the main body can be more naturalized, but can be more coherent. That is the concept.
Hmm.
But the diorama is only for because the Levi is really heavy. I have to
Hmm.
using a
I bet.
diorama to make sure it won't be fall down. How
Oh.
I build the diorama. I use a triangle shape for diorama because I want to make every C have a direction, same direction with the backpack. So you can see there's nothing behind the main body. There's empty. There's only air. I don't want the base the diorama to be to go over the coherent to go over the visual hierarchy. So in this moment, in
Mm.
this
So you're.
picture, everything is in the center. Everything have a so I cut off the GWC boundary is 50 centimeter, right? So
Mhm.
I cut those 50 by three layers. First screens, middle screen, and last screen. So it's like when you were taking a when you took the photo or like the video, you have to know which are front, which are middle, which are back. So in this one, the front
Mhm.
one is a Levi, the back one is diorama. So diorama have to have some direction, have to have some layer to. I would say it's like it can be holding everything. It can give them a story, but cannot took over uh the intense
The focus of
focus.
the mobile
Yeah.
suit. Yeah. Wow. There's just so much to unpack about this build. It's like so incredibly complex. Let's talk about color. um, so, how did you arrive at this particular color scheme? These sort of gray, white, and the orange tones.
Well, in the beginning, I really want to make everything be white, only white. But only white is good for the individual. It's good for only Gunpla. It's good for individual work. But only white can't jump on the each part. I mean, for example, the tanks, the gas tank, the orange one, the orange circle can give you the shape, how the whole parts look like. So it jump up. It's like when we do in a figure. So we will make an outline, a thicker line, the uh, inside line. So it's like a color. It can be give you an outline of each part, highlight it. It's highlighted each part. So
Mhm.
for this one, I want to be like part by part be separated can be highlighted by the color. Also, also will not jump up too much. So orange is a color I use for highlighted. Otherwise, just using really basics, dark red, white, gray.
Mm-hmm.
So always using white and gray because it's like insurance. You're using white and gray colors, Gunpla will not look like terrible. It's all red.
Right, and it's kind of like a more kind of
Yeah,
classic,
for
identifiable Gunpla color scheme,
yeah for the base.
or the Gundam color scheme.
Yeah, for diorama I use a white and red because it's from the white base, red base
Mm-hmm.
maybe. However, the red color only using by you can see the front view only using by the hierarchy part. Because the red one highlight the middle, highlight the focus point, and everything out of the colors will be white and black.
Oh, I see. So are you saying that you're using red back here
Yeah,
in order to draw people's eye towards your focus point, which is the
yeah.
backpack? Is
So
that
for this view, if without the red, it's just boring, really boring. So
mm-hmm.
I can't. The diorama will not jump out, telling people I have a diorama right there. And it's also like from the white base or others Gundam spaceship base.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah.
mm-hmm. What is the diorama made from?
Mm. Uh,
Like the panel?
yeah, it's made from panel. It's made from wood panel from Home Depot.
Oh, okay. And you have some things going on inside of the diorama. A lot of people that I've talked to who've admired this build find that this is one of the more like interesting and exciting parts, because in a lot of the pictures you almost miss it, right?
Yeah.
um, because it's so deep inside, but like it just adds another layer of complexity to the build if you're taking a closer look. So yeah, what's happening inside of there?
I imagine this story like the palette jump out from this be destroyed mobile suit, and the Levi is the last mobile suit they have, and it's brand new, and it's like a last weapon, last chance we can win the war, or the red line for this. So the pilots can come out from this one and go to Levi and go and for the
Mm,
last chance. It's more like the final. It's more like almost the end of the world, and everything have to be used, and people are already prepared for the sacrifice. Maybe.
mhm.
Oh my gosh! I if you can see close, I don't think I do a photo the detail for this one, but the destroyed mobile suit have a same decal logo with Levi.
Oh,
But it's not. It's just
so
a small detail. It's not necessary for this story.
I see. But at least it kind of shows that, oh, they're from the
Yeah,
same
they fold.
ship or the same team or
Yeah,
whatever you want
they
to
are
call it.
the
Yeah.
two mobile suits follow the same pilot.
It's really interesting that you talk about story in a diorama. Was that something that was important to try to convey? How does somebody convey a story in a diorama, would you say? Like, what are some things to think about when you're kind of conceptualizing it?
Uh, Peter Pan have a really good story for diorama. Because in the beginning, because the diorama is the main concept for this build, for his build. For me, the diorama is not the main concept for my build because everything for diorama only just holding the Levi. I would say it's not good uh, not good way to do. Diorama. However, if you want to after I build out Levi, I have to think about how I how can I beat Pan? How can I beat Pan? So it's why I come. That's why this diorama be created. only because Pan is so strong for diorama the storytelling. And I don't want to. So based on GBWC boundary, I don't want to waste others' space for the 50-50-50. It's even I cut through by through layers. So each space had to be used for storytelling. And for this one, for this one, the concept is I don't really need to show everything detailedly. I don't have to show everything like in the air. Just you see, you easily can see that. I want people to see those details, those story by themselves. They just finding is there any kind of detail? Is there any little figure talk about each others? I think it's a good. So this one is a good. I mean, audience experience for me. For me and I will assume that is necessary for me. Just like how I modification my Gunpla, I don't want to show every kind of detail so exposed for the audience. I want to the detail can be hiding by something, and that one is interesting for me. And this one also, the story can be hiding by the true structure. The true structure give the story a boundary will not jump up to influence the Levi focus point. So everything is work for the Levi, but they can be separate. They can be the individual story. Just like if I change the Levi into others Gunpla, the whole story still can make sense. The whole story still can work. So I also use a magnet for a lot of my build, which means I can easy to change each part and easy to change the story main character. And it will change the story, but only change the bubble suit. And that is funny way.
Yeah. So you're saying that there are magnets in the diorama that help you
Easy,
make
easy to
like really easy switches. Is that how you approach the actual mobile suit as well? Is that like a helpful tool to connect pieces?
both, both. So each mechanism only into the joint, only in the joint position. And for the mechanism, it's also easy to if I go to Tokyo, easy to disassembling, easy to assembling, and easy for the shipment. So everything is work for final. But even I'm not a champion, but you have to think about if I go to Japan, how I ship those stuff. This one is heavy.
Yeah.
So the diorama, you can see the
Yeah.
whole black diorama, background diorama is high, 50 centimeter. It's almost, I don't know how high it is. It's like 50 centimeter. It's almost reached the boundary. Really hard, really large.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I was talking to Danzer Dragoon, who was the USA champion from last year, and that was a good piece of advice that he gave for anyone competing in GBWC is thinking about how are you going to pack this thing when if you win, like how are you going to pack it?
Yeah.
And so it's helpful to hear that you've even thought about that in your design as well. You also have some different balls in there.
Uh-huh.
It looks like some other mobile suits working on. It looks like working on the Levi, just scattered kind of throughout. You've got a couple over there. So those are parts of your diorama that you wanted to put in as well, right?
Not really. Not really. So the top ball is only for holding the panel. You can let's talk about front one first. So the front ball is only to be a handle. I mean handles the huge cannon. Because I want the shape. I want the ZZ package cannon can be this direction, holding a weapon.
So you're actually using the ball as like a structural
Yeah,
support?
like a stand. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So
I see.
yeah, I don't want to make a really jump up strange stuff to holding the weapon. So I definitely have 2 ball in my box, so I using the ball. And let's talk about the top one. The top one ball is only for holding the panel, because when I glue the backpack, so he's holding the panel, showing the detail under the panel. You see, so the right panel is actually glued on my detail. So I don't want to. I pay a lot of time to make a detail. I don't want to hide everything. I want to show some detail. So this ball only for holding the panel, holding this panel, showing the detail, and yeah.
Oh, that's really
and
cool.
Also give a story like this panel can be removed. This necessary.
That is really clever. And then that ball looks like it's attached to the top of your diorama there.
So also based on my diorama structure, the roof is slide. So even the top point reach 50 the boundary, but the ball is not reaching this boundary. So even it look like on the roof, but it's not reach the top. So it's the structure idea.
I see. Because you have it's at an angle, and so you bring the ball down a little bit so that the top of it doesn't cross the restriction. That's really cool. So you got these panels here, and then you have all the detail underneath, and you're just trying to show off those details, not hiding it. I love your attention to decals, and you wrote about in your magazine the importance of like decals that kind of make sense. Can you expand on that a little bit more? Like, what is your approach to decaling? What are some things that builders should know about how to think about decals?
Yeah, there's a Chinese YouTuber from Taiwan or somewhere. So he mentioned each meaningful decal, like the where I should showing where you be like Earth Federation, which part need to be showing this logo, which part is like a warring icon, which part is for each edge where I should put a red decal. So I would say people can learn from how the Air Force do. Air Force using a decal to be more functional, and we do imagine the Gundam as a true weapon. So we paraphrase, we reference those Air Force design into this Gunpla. So without the functional decal, you can think about how to make the personal icon, personal create, like the EFF or those PA stuff, those name the PA SO3 for this Gunpla build. Each logo, I mean each decal give you a story base. So it's not like you use the decal for W in UC, you know, you misunderstand why the decal be decal. Decal is not only artwork. Decal is storytelling. However, you can combine W the decal from W and UC, but you need to do some personal style. For example, like XXX, you know the Wing Gundam, which is XXX. You can copy the XXX and use other Federation decal to combine it to create a new story base. So that can be a technique, I think. And also, visual hierarchy always matter. It's not like you can put every decal whatever you want. No, it's totally like coherence on your job, on your Gunpla. You can't just everything you want to put on the shoulder or like on the chest or on I mean whatever panel you want. It's all about visual hierarchy. It's all about why I need to have that huge. You can see the like a ZZ backpack
as part of this weapon.
So I use a really huge really huge decal in that panel, but only for that one, only in that position. I will
Mm.
not put others huge decal on the weapon cannon itself. I will not put any kind of others because it will take over. It will take over a focus point. So even like you can see the main body for the Levi
Mm-hmm.
clear. It's really like not too much.
Mm-hmm.
So the only thing will be jump up is on the leg. But I don't using the black decal. I use the semi-white and gray because it can create some pattern, but will not jump over. And
Mm-hmm.
sometimes the orange colors also have this methodology. It's like I want somehow if I do too much decal, how we balance decal and color. That's why it can't. I mean, yeah, decals matter. Especially, I would say,
Yeah.
especially storytelling. You don't have to always following the straight. Don't need to be like perpendicular or straight, vertical, whatever. You can be like more like organic, more like playable stuff. As no builder always using menu. Menu have a decal, how which decal, the decal menu, back of the menu.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't really. They're just following. They have no choice. I mean, they're just following everything they be taught. I'm encourage people try some. I mean, encourage to do more personal style. However, follow
Mm.
in all systems where the name should be go, where the EFF logo should be go, where the other stuff, and after that, you can do more creativity. But however, in the main body, in the Lavi main body, is more important one is main body need to following the structure, following the structure. For the other one, backpack, you can do everything you want. If there is no conflict and everything is following the systems, it will be fine.
I see. So so understanding that there's a logic to where the decals belong, but also making sure that you're not using decals that are distracting from your focus points on the build is important, or using a decal to help highlight a particular focus point, like you talked about in the weapon. Um, that's a good tip. And you said that that would be a good place to start for anybody who's trying to experiment, is like just ignoring the back of the manual and trying to do the decals kind of in your own way. Was that like a piece of advice
Yeah.
that you think would be
I
helpful?
still need to learn from menu because menu do point out the which you see the menu there's a warning icon, name icon, other pattern. So they have a system why. When you compare different kits menu, you can see there's some icons still repeatable, always repeatable. So that's why they use that one in that place. And that's the function, the gather function, and it's just learn from the menu, but need to be compared.
Hmm. Yeah. So using the manual to understand the logic,
Mm-hmm.
but then from there trying to find ways to be creative and move things around where you think makes sense. Are there any other kind of like big focus points that you had for this build that you wanted
Uh,
to talk about?
Actually, the
Uh-huh.
light, the red light, and those uh the small light will be flash. Really
Oh, down at the bottom
yeah.
here.
So the only yeah, so it's really funny stuff. It's always flash, like we are in the airport.
Did you put a light up at the top as
Oh
well?
no,
Or this looks like there's a light
yeah, only
inside.
inside. But you can see some corner. There's a small red point light. It's good. I mean, it's look so nice.
Oh, but the pictures will never do it justice, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, you have
yeah,
to
yeah,
see
yeah,
it like
yeah.
in. Got it. Um, well, yeah, thanks for sharing that with us. I know we've talked in the past also about there's like a logic in the construction of all the different parts as well, right?
Mm.
Like how does the backpack attach to the mobile suit? Like, does it actually look realistic in a way, or does it look or feel mechanical, like it could actually exist in real life? Like, can you talk about some of the details that you put in to give, again, that kind of sense of logic and realism?
Oh yeah. So always think about the joint. Uh, so joint is a weak point, but in the real world, we are thinking to make a joint not strong enough to hold the different
Hmm.
pieces together. And I would say when we are doing the joint or others combination, the gap, the first step is give you a sharp point, give you an idea, is that look like a circle or other shape? And next step is go to your part box, go to my box, finding the what I have, and do some try doing that one. So just what I talk about, I'm trying to repeating the circle icon in a 2D way, in a 2D way. So think about, so joints can be boring, but also can be interesting, like structure from look like. Like if you are using the UC version, everything need to be make sense. You think about why the uh FA78, those package, why they so huge, why there's no gap between the main body and the backpack. Everything is for everything is for protection. It's for protection. If you are doing a double O or like others version like Wing Gundam or something, they have different method. They have different logic. So it need to be jumped up the UC one. If we do the UC, the main concept is protection. I would say it's protection. I would say isolation also is a main point. Isolation kind of a protection, but they do have different. They have some differences. You can see. You can see the structure in this joint, the circle can the center one. Uh,
Let me see if I can. This
yeah.
right here.
The joint, they do have structure. They are not. They are not just glued on it. So user structure be isolate. User structure makes sense. I mean, not just glue or not just a piece of cake stuck into the structure. It can be. You
Mm.
need to think about, if in the true world, if that part destroyed or mechanic issue, how we take it off. How we take it off.
Mm.
So there must be some structure. There must be some interesting stuff to use to isolate the concept of together and concept of part by part. So
Mm.
kind of.
Wow, that's really thoughtful. Is there is there like one piece on the model kit that is like your favorite piece, or something that you're just like really proud of, or a piece that maybe someone might recognize and say, "Oh, that's really interesting that you use that piece from that kit
This one.
in that spot."
Oh, I don't know. Maybe the backpack, the gun, the new Gundam, the RG new Gundam, the cannon, the main body of this, the backpack. Because JD talked to me like, how do you get the idea to using the weapon become a backpack? I mean, why? Because it just look like. So I mean, why not? Whole structure for this backpack is a gun. Yeah, it's a weapon. Become backpack.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So I would say that's funny way to using a weapon to weapon. I use a backpack to be weapon, like a double zeta backpack be weapon.
Yeah. So yeah,
Yeah,
down here, this is like a double Zeta
yeah. I
backpack.
mean, just like my Orazaku build using the double zeta leg to be the arm.
Hmm.
That is so
Let's take a look at that one really
that's
quick
so
too, because
funny.
that's really cool.
Right
Yeah.
here.
So Like this area, right? Yeah. This particular shape is like so recognizable.
Yeah,
See if you got the yeah, this is the double theta leg you're using as an
yeah.
arm. That's awesome. Cool. What are maybe like one or two things that like someone who has not really done a lot of modification, what are some like other things that maybe they can take away from our conversation or things that they can try to help them improve?
I would say first point is choosing which one you want to do, like UC or W or double zeta or double O, because double, especially double O and UC, they're quite different language. So you have to make sure which one you prefer, and after that is you need to have a box, have a lot of keys to do the modification. I know that costs money, and I have no. I
Hmm.
mean, there's no way to save the money. You and have to try, have to, because even for this one, in the beginning, it's different. It's totally different in the beginning, and look like. So make a mistake. Mistakes actually is in the progress to modification. There's no mistake. They all progress. I mean, they all just
Mm.
one idea, other idea, final idea.
So just not being afraid to try something
Yeah,
and then not liking it and then starting over or trying something else
yeah. Don't be afraid,
is
cause I gotta say I really like this one, but I don't think
uh-huh.
I will ever build again. I will never build out this idea again. Like I can make something don't look like a typical Gundam look from. I mean that one is 40. I don't know how I build this one. I just confused how, but it turned like how need to be look like, and other idea color. So when we doing the modification, actually we are only group each part by part. For each step, you should unify the color, and you can know is that good fit or not. Because
Mm,
a lot of people they don't really paint in the end of the modification, and that actually
yeah. So this is like an example, like you wanna prime everything
yeah, I will try everything and see
at a
is that
certain
okay
point.
or not.
I see. Yeah, because once you get rid of the color, then you can really just pay attention to the shapes
Yeah.
and to the form and got it. That's a good tip as well. I did want to ask you about the magazine because I know that's like a really big part of how you give back to the Gunpla community. I've really loved every issue. What's your role with Plamo Magazine and kind of what's your vision and hope for that magazine?
Yeah. I'm right now the editor in chief. So our vision for that one is trying to bring those good build from worldwide and be here in the America or others English user. So we also pick out the good word. Social media and the traditional media conflict. Just like the Orazaku champion for this year, that person don't really have fans on Twitter. But it doesn't mean it's not a good build. It's not a good builder. So we
Right.
do want people to be influenced by the good build or not the influencer.
Mm,
That really important because what I think is a lot of people they just chasing fancy and cool, not chasing good or high technique stuff. My teacher always say like perfect practice make perfect performance. You have to know
mm-hmm.
which skill you have to learn to. Uh, I think the magazine give guys this opportunity. Also, we also do a giveaway. Like if you are a really good builder and we sponsor want to do some example for the magazine, we give away those sponsor gift. Sponsor talk to me and they want to ship something to me, but I all give everything to the builder. I don't have everything. I'm so poor. I mean, so we rather in the future there's more like brand can sponsor us or give us the money to contribute the magazine. We can separate those money and we can separate the giveaway give to the builder in national in America. And people, just like I mentioned, why so people still looking for this one like a hobby, but you can be more professional.
That's cool.
That's
That's awesome. I appreciate what you're trying to do with that magazine, and I've loved reading it and just seeing all the work in it. It's just really incredible the stuff that you've brought together and the builders that you brought together, and it's great to hear that you're trying to give folks a sort of vehicle to do this and maybe get a little bit of compensation for their work. So that's always awesome to hear. Okay, so before we go, I have a couple of quick hitter questions. So I'm just going to ask you really fast, and you can answer really fast, however you want. Okay.
mhm.
Well, you talked about not really snap building anymore, but uh, has there ever been like a favorite kit that you've ever built, or a favorite model that you've ever built?
I would say it's RGM 79 SP. Uh,
The GM Sniper.
yeah, because I really like that kid in my high school. A really good build, a really nice shape.
Is that the Sniper 2?
Uh,
The light blue
the
one?
blue one.
The blue one.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I like that one too. Let's see. I usually ask people how many kits are in their backlog. Yours is probably a little bit more complicated than that, right?
I don't have to.
Like
I
you
don't
probably
have.
you don't have like any kits. Like you
Yeah.
don't just have boxes of kits. You just have parts. Yeah. That makes sense. If you had a signature color, what would that be?
My favorite cover or signature cover color.
Either. Yeah, you can answer how you want it.
Red. Yeah. Any kind of red base. I mean, I really like red base color. So
Awesome. Okay. What's your favorite part of the building process?
finished. Yes.
And what's your least favorite part of the building process?
Everything is finished.
Is that like is it because uh you're are you like a perfectionist and that is like frustrating when things don't look the way you want, or is it like
Yeah,
what
especially
is it about?
especially in the concept way. So I don't really. I mean, the only good point for me is when I finished, I can look at it and open my mind and doing nothing and finally done. I'm done. I can lay on my bed and have a good sleep.
Not have to think about it anymore.
Yeah,
Okay. Um do you watch or listen to anything while you're building?
I do.
Are you playing music?
Uh,
Yeah, what do you listen to?
News.
News?
Yeah, international news. I'm more focused on putting sign or others history and anthropology. I have some YouTuber list. So if there is no channel, if any channel didn't like renew, I just list my Shopify.
Nice. I'm the same way. I actually tend to listen to a lot of like political podcasts
Uh,
and news podcasts too. Is there one builder that you really admire that you think deserves more attention?
uh, Honja, 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 um, Gunpla or something. A builder live in Seattle. Really good build.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a friend of
Yeah,
mine. Yeah.
if he joined, if he accept me Orazaku, I think he have a chance.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's working on his Sazabi right now, which is awesome. Who should we get to record next? And the trick is you have to help me get them to record.
Maybe, uh, oh,
You can say, "Hey, Ricky's looking for someone to
oh,
record. Like, do you want
I
to?
would
You should
say
record with."
Pan can do everything. He's really, I don't, I think he's after he come back from what war final. Yeah.
Okay, I need you to give him
Yeah, he's so excited to be
like
there, and I really
a bet.
appreciate like we as a Plamo hobby magazine, we will sponsor him a T-shirt for the national champion. So we really appreciate his good job. I mean, that is cool.
Yeah, you got to put in a good word for me. Yeah, tell him, hey, Ricky's all right. He'll don't. There's nothing to be nervous about. I'm not gonna give him a hard time or anything like
Yeah,
that.
don't worry, he's a really good, nice person. I mean, he's always open-minded. So
Yeah, and we're all cheering for him. And
yeah,
I think like from a lot of the people that we've talked to, the US has I don't think has ever medaled in global GBWC, and we feel like this might be the year. So
I think so. I really
yeah,
think so.
yeah,
Based on what I understand for the GWC. Uh,
yeah.
well,
We're cheering for him.
I gotta say, last year, my guess for last year is not precise. But let's see. I mean, let's see. We pray it.
Very cool. Yeah, thank you so much for taking your time and talking with us. And I hope maybe someday we can talk again and maybe dig into another topic a little more closely. But yeah,
Yeah,
appreciate everything that you do with the magazine. Love seeing your work. And just yeah, you too.
appreciate.
I want to thank George again for sitting down with me. I hope that our conversation has inspired you and helped you stretch your imagination in terms of what's possible with Gunpla. George's Instagram account is available in the video description below, and you can support him by following him or by picking up a copy of the latest Plamo Magazine at Vulcan Hobby or at plamoexpo.online. Thanks for listening and happy building. Newtype Notebook has an official sponsor, and that's Splash Paints. Splash makes up 80 or 90% of my paint collection. It's great, ready to spray airbrush lacquer paints made in Oregon. Super smooth, great coverage, super durable. They have everything you could need to bring your model to the next level. Primers, mecha colors, including the classic Evangelion colors, military colors, metallics, not to mention hundreds of car colors. I personally love using the military colors in my mecha builds just to give them a real world sensibility. The Candy Red and 2K Clear were my secret weapons for my RE100 Nightingale. And I won't use any other paint brands for my 124 scale car kits. You can order Splash Paints direct from splash-paints.com. Splash will be giving away paints to a lucky Newtype Notebook listener for every episode of this season. Keep an eye on the Undergated Network Instagram for more details.